Hey everyone, this is Kelsey. This is Essentially Booked, and thank you for stopping by my channel. Today we are going to talk about my April TBR. I have a few projects ongoing, so this is not the most extensive TBR right now. So soccer season has started. I'm trying to not overextend myself, but I do actually have quite a few videos to film this month, so I'm pretty excited about that. I finally have content kind of building in that I hope I can have more consistent videos out. I think I got 3 videos out in March, which is good, 2 or 3. So I'm hoping that in April I can at least get 4 and then things just start rolling. So for my April TBR, it is the Magical Readathon. This is hosted by Book Roast. And it is a really fun kind of magical school-based readathon. You pick a kind of major to study that's magical. You can create a character. I don't really create a character. I'm just me going to magical school here. And she has a syllabus for whatever class or whatever major you've chosen. And I'm switching my major. I was a Feywild cartographer, but I just haven't hit my goals every year. So we're just going to start all over. I decided to pick one that has kind of a medium level difficulty where I'm still forced to read 5 or 6 books. Whereas I think Feywild cartographer, it was 7 or 8. So I am moving over to the Scribe, and the Scribe we're found in libraries and research facilities, and institutions rely on us. I'm a lawyer in real life, right? So I love institutional knowledge and the law and documents and reading. So I thought a Scribe would be good. For the Spring Equinox, I have to pass elemental studies, inscriptions, spells and incantations, restoration, and lore. And there is a little syllabus. My printer cut off, so I had to keep writing. There's a syllabus that's provided with classes, the course focus, and then your reading prompt. And so we will get started with that. The first class I have to pass is elemental studies, and that is, we're focusing on temperature control. So the prompt is a temperature word in the title. And as you know, I'm trying to read my oldest books. So Cold Tangerines by Shauna Niequist is the book I'm going to read this month. It has cold in the title. It's a book of essays. I really love Shauna Niequist. Her book Bread and Wine is one of my favorite books. This is a Christian adjacent writer, so if that's not your thing, know that going in. But I love her brand of Christianity. So this is going to be kind of a quiet memoir, reflective, but one I've heard really good things about. The next class I need to pass is Inscription, and we are focusing on dating intricacies. So there has to be a day of the week in the title. And this is actually going to be a double prompt. So this might change up my next video for the 52 book club. We'll see. But it has to have a day of week in the title. And so I'm going to read Saturday Night at the Lakeside Supper Club by J. Ryan Straddle. This is based out of Minnesota. I think I'm going to love it. I think there might be an infertility plotline in this. This was a dog-eared book subscription choice a few years ago that I just never got to. So excited for that. This will also hit the prompt for the 52 book club, which is, I think, also has a day of the week in the title. So I might kind of shift around some of the books I read for this next video for the 52 book club to make this work alongside a few other prompts that I would like to get to sooner rather than later for reasons. So more to come on that when that video comes up. Next class is Spells and Incantations, and this has to be something in fashion, so you have to read a bestseller. And so I'm actually going to read The Martian by Andy Weir. Everyone has seen that Project Hail Mary is out. It's one of my favorite books. It's one of my husband's favorite books. We've yet to see the movie. So I figured I would read The Martian because there's also a movie on this that I haven't seen. But I really like Andy Weir, so I'm pretty pumped about that. And then the next class I need to pass is Restoration. And the focus is restorative adoration. And so it has to be a 5-star book. You were supposed to pick 5 stars and pick one from there, but I really need to start my reread of Crescent City given that Sarah J. Maas has announced the next ACOTAR book, and I haven't read the most recent Crescent City, so I'm going to reread The House of Earth and Blood. I love Crescent City, so I actually think I prefer this to ACOTAR. I think it goes Throne of Glass, Crescent City, ACOTAR. I love them all, but that's just where I'm at. So I'm pretty excited to reread this. It's been a while and I'm just in the mood for that. And then the final class is lore, and it's ancient. I did not take great notes on this. The focus is ancient spec lore. So maybe specialized lore. I don't know. But the prompt is dystopia or utopia. And I am going to read We Had to Remove This Post. It's a teeny tiny novel by Hannah Bervoets. and what is normal, what is right, and who gets to decide. To be a content moderator is to see humanity at its worst, but Kaylee needs money, so she takes a job working for a social media platform whose name she isn't allowed to mention. Her task: review offensive videos and pictures, rants and conspiracy theories, and decide what needs to be removed. It's grueling work. Her coworkers and her spend all day watching horrors and hate, and then, however, she's good at her job, and she finds in her colleagues a group of friends. Soon the job seems to change them all, shifting their worlds in alarming ways. How long before the moderator's own senses of right and wrong begin to bend or flex? So I think this has a bit of a dystopia type feel. That's for that. And so those are my 5 prompts for Magical Readathon. And then I am still working through some 52 book club stuff, so I'm not really going to talk about those because those are separate videos. But then I also have a few other books this month I would like to get to. I'm trying to stay up to date on my book club, my book subscription that I'm a part of, which is from Dog-Eared Books, a bookstore. It's an indie, about an hour away from me. February's was Murder Bimbo, and I still haven't gotten to that. And then March's was Whidbey, which I'm seeing a lot of buzz about this. I think it's kind of like a true crime, not a gentle book by any means. It's a portrait of 3 women connected through one man in the aftermath of his murder, a stunning literary achievement in the explosive, highly anticipated debut novel. So those are the 2 subscription books I would like to read. I read Crux in February, which was the first one I got when I re-upped my subscription. And then I'm still doing some slow reads through Wolf Hall. That I'm supposed to finish in May. And then War and Peace, I'm really behind. I need to get back onto that. And then I'm still working through Tales of the Perilous Realm by J.R.R. Tolkien. And this month we're reading, it's poetry focused. So I'm reading the short story in here, The Adventures of Tom Bombadil, which is very exciting. So I have a bunch of poems that he wrote individually that I'm also reading for this, but this will be a fun thing to go. The cool thing about this is technically going to count for 5 short stories for our fantasy bingo for 2026, which just announced. There will be a video coming on my TBR for that. Per usual, I didn't finish last year's, but this is one of the boxes I never get because I'm not a short story reader usually, but this year I will get it because I'm reading this for this read along I'm doing. So that's fun. So that's that. So a nice little reasonable stack this month. Nothing too crazy. I don't know what other books will come. I mean, I do, but I think this is a really good little stack to start. If you've read any of these, curious to hear your thoughts. And until the next video, everybody, bye.